Sure that nobody just dives on top of them. The hard CC with the Leona, that solo flare, and just point and click stun are quite nice. And
capitalize on that Drake, but maybe they are looking to play for the Herald, as we do know.
he has decided to dive them yet again when she goes up, checks the Raptors. A little bit of training between these two junglers, but the mid laner can try to collect on it. Jack Troll is here.
Yep.
Lands his Zenith Blade onto one, and there we go. There's a Crescent Guard as well. And the Cannon Barrage is trying to turn it, all that damage, and it won't even be needed. That's a one-for-one trade. And Jack Troll has a flash away, but Diplex is immobilized. The Ignite ticking him down. He's no mana.
Yeah, 5 versus 5, it looks like, in this topside river, unless
yeah,
Vitality...
here goes in the immediate mobilization onto one. He's completely gone. And Dunzo, a very nice picks up, and with the jungler gone, that'll give Vitality immediate priority, but instead they use the Ornhorn. The knockup by the Jess, got a double knockup, too beautifully set up by Aggressive Vu, and that roam the flash over the wall. Dragging off a very well set up fight, and I'm very happy to see Aggressive Vu was getting more involved. They seem to have the exact control of the entire game, and they could not respond to anything against Jessica is simply dead. Oh, the safeguard will not save him, but it's a solo flare. And Jack Troll capitalized onto one, so it'll be a trade. Top laner for ADC. Jessica, immobile AD carry with no flash.
But I feel like this is a bit of desperation, a little bit too long, as we saw, and he did have to give his life for...
But you see right now, Shio might have to give his life. Locked in the middle, the stun gonna come out, and there we go. Very nice shockwave to make sure to capitalize on that, and there is the entire collapse onto Shio as well. There we go, that's Q gone onto it. They immediately take away Aggressive Vu. I would no top laner from Jigo either. Try to clear out in much of the way as possible, but it should be able to stop the first charge from coming in, and yeah, there's enough wave to do so. So BDSA potentially ways the Rift Herald, but by the end of it, that does give them priority over this dragon, which will be taken over by BDSA. That's sole point for themselves.
And this is a Infernal Soul, by the way. I think everybody on the side of BDSA, all these champions, love the Infernal
Oh, but they're going on to watch Agenda locked up. Look at that big rocket, and boom goes the pirate. So 2 for 1 in terms of tower trade, but from here, BDSA keeping a little bit more momentum in this game.
In the draft, very controlled play out of both these teams. They know exactly what each other wants to do at any given moment, and Infernal Soul actually over to BDSA on all of these champs is a dangerous game that you're playing with, and it that flashback.
Close call, back and forth. The backflappers from Redote was so clean, but now he's too far in. They lose support for bottom laner. They're so far with Jessica gone, and Jack
position just goes from 0 to 100ing anybody on your team.
Yeah, definitely big damage profile. Here comes the Ornhorn onto one. Oh, look at the knockup onto one. The Diplex knocked up. They get the Dragon. Shio takes him, smites it away, but now comes the re-engage onto 4 more. A big rocket, but he's a bit too far to Aggressive Vu, and the shockwave onto Shigo as well. The Victor has to flash away. The burn won't get him, but they get the soul. And
going to come up against.
And like you're saying, right, they've been doing a pretty good job of trying to capitalize on much as they can, although they lost a pretty unfortunate fighter on the soul, but they'll just trade cooldowns. By the end of it, nothing super significant. The knockup won't land up from Aggressive Vu either as they look towards Elder Dragon. Ornhorn up in a couple of seconds. Shio might be caught out, has to flash away. But then another shockwave too. They get 3 more, but there's no one to capitalize on it. The Cannon Barrage and Aggressive Vu is yet again far too deep. He'll be the sacrificial lamb now. BDSA has to look for a potential steal in a 4v5.
That was a giant shockwave onto 3 people locking him up.
Aggressive Vu's not up for the 20 seconds. Do you see they immediately go to the one? Shio's a bit too deep. Now he's gone, and so is one more. Although they only get the Leona out of it too. There's so little health on the Baron. Oh my God, the Dragon! He takes away Skeens, confirms a smite for a BDSA go down. What a big turn-off for Vitality. They were down for so long. Here then, yeah.
I mean, they can, and they do have the Elder buff, and like if you go down below what is it, 15 or 28% HP, you will die. But the Ornhorn is back up again, and it looks like there goes the shutdown onto the Varus. But I don't think they are going to end the game here. I do think it might have been a mistake to actually go for that with such low health bars. Are we ever going to get a replay?
I hope so, but let's see what we do right now for BDSA. Zico must find one. There we go. That's
There was another shutdown.
That's another shutdown
Oh,
going
my
over
goodness.
BDSA.
It looks like a Baron
Vitality. They thought they could end it. Aggressive was a little bit too strong, and now they're looking to shut them down. Big timers on both ends. Should have possibly caught out under the cannon barrage. Looking for the trade on Aggressive Woo. He dashes
so
out.
good.
Aggressive Woo stays alive, and 2 more members of Vitality die.
Towards Baron, with those long death timers, I think they could have bursted it down and then maybe go for take a reset and end of the game. But instead, now BDSA does have the Baron Infernal Soul, and between the Ornn items, I do think that BDSA is about 2K, maybe 3K gold ahead in terms of gold compared to Vitality with the Infernal Soul and these ornaments coming through. So you do need to be aware of that when you are taking the gold into account. It might seem even, but it's not.
BDSA mentioned that the 5v5 right now for BDSA with Infernal Soul is disgusting. What they could do off of it. Aggressive with Shield taking advantage of that. No, eventually they got a flash out by the end of it. There's the Ornn Horn 2 on the backside, and Diplex should be gone. And Jessica as well is the next target. 2 big carries, as that's one after the other. BDSA, it looked a little bit hairy at the back end of it. You were thinking maybe they were gone, but it's not. He got a big fight, but Aggressive Woo picks himself back up. Big Ornn Horn knock up onto the main targets, and Shio and Crown Shot lay down disgusting amounts of damage. Big Crown Shot on the big jigs, one rocket after the other, as now they look towards getting their game. BDSA will go 4-1 in week 3.
I'm not telling I told you so or anything, but I knew these teams are coming out of this both